Hi everyone, welcome back. It is your favorite luxury handbag vlogger here to talk about the newest Louis Vuitton men's collection that is in store and also a preview of what is coming out for next year. Now I say men's because I'm curious, like it's funny to me that they put all these bags in menswear when it's clearly for women. Okay, no, just kidding. I guess it's unisex, and that is the thing now. Their jeans are unisex, perfume and bags and everything is unisex, but I do see some girly touches and I do see some bags that I particularly am drawn to. Now, the first one on the list, of course, is the Alma. The Alma is one of the classic shapes in Louis Vuitton. It was one of their first shapes of handbags. Everybody knows the Alma BB, the dome-shaped handbag, or even the Alma PM. That's very girly. So now I see it here in the men's line as an over-the-shoulder bag. I'm like, well, I see how this bag can be popular in, like, you know, when they show the NFL and NBA players leaving the locker room. So I picture this bag to be in that repertoire. But now what's interesting about this, I do like that it's a shoulder bag and it can fit my laptop. But what's interesting about this is that Louis Vuitton finally brought out a new fabric, and this fabric is called Silk Tech. It's 51% silk and 49% nylon. Sounds like nothing groundbreaking, right? Now, according to the website, this material is waterproof, and I haven't seen it yet in person, but according to some reviews that I found, this is a very heavy knit jacquard-like material, much like the vintage Gucci pieces. So, okay, I get it. I can be on board with that. I'm curious to see how this material not only performs as a material, but performs in the line, because the Louis Vuitton customer that loves the monogram canvas. So I do wish that they built this Alma in canvas. But I digress. I do like that they are finally bringing some new material and bringing back the silhouette in a way that's useful and not like they have been doing by just putting another print or another color or another print, another color. Honestly, we were getting kind of tired of that. Now, also about the newer material, I wish, honestly, they would just bring back the old canvas. Now, if you were born before this bag was born, let's see, this bag was born. This bag was born in 2002. And I know some of you watching weren't even born yet. The newer Louis Vuitton canvas is quite thin, and I've heard reports of it scratching, cracking, and fading before the owner has even had it for 1 year. I wish they would bring back the vintage canvas. If you could feel this through the phone, it is heavy, it is thick. It has a patina on its own. You see that shine? Because it was made to behave like leather and patina like leather. So if you haven't lived long enough to feel a vintage bag, definitely Vuitton collectors of vintage pieces know the difference. And if you're just collecting newer pieces, that's okay too. But that is like a huge thing I see a difference of, that I wish they would bring back the thicker canvas. Of course, with luxury going in the fast fashion direction these days, some of these manufacturers, actually, they just don't care because they know that the consumer doesn't really care either. Anyways, speaking of patina, so this is how your patina should look, a honey patina. It is so gorgeous and beautiful. FYI, for those of you who freak out, like my leather, how do I make it stay white and not change color? Well, it's supposed to change color. I think this bag is gorgeous. Okay, next bag on the list, the Neverfull finally got an upgrade. She has a zipper and cargo pockets. Definitely a trendy item. I don't love this. I think this is so trendy for the Neverfull. Also, if you are a Neverfull carrier, I do love my regular Neverfull. This cargo version is much bigger. So if you were to get it as an everyday bag, I think it's just a bit oversized. It would be good for travel. Having said that, the price at almost $4,000 is maybe not so nice. Now, another interesting piece I see in the newer collection is a new backpack called Track MM. It is the same silhouette and design as a backpack that I sold when I was a client advisor for $1,800 in canvas. So now it's doubled in price to $3,450. I hope this material is fabulous. And honestly, for that price, I know a lot of the price you pay is marketing, but for that price, I hope it never snags or gets a hole or anything like that. That is the hope, but just to manage your expectation, the realness of buying your luxury products is most people aren't buying it for quality anymore. They're buying to fit in, to show off, to flex, unfortunately. So these manufacturers might be a little skimpy with what the material can actually deliver. Also in this collection is the reversible P9, where one side reverses to a beautiful quilted calf skin. So finally, you're getting 2 bags in one for the price, and I'm not mad at that at all. I love both of the colors that I see here in the white and the red. Now also in the preview, but I don't see it on the website yet, is a oldie that they're bringing back. It's called the Flannery 45. This is like a flattened 𝐃𝐨𝐧'𝐭. It looks like a big travel bag, but it's not a round duffel. It's more like a flattened under the arm. And I think this is a beautiful classic piece for travel. So I actually got my hands on a vintage Flannery and can't wait for it to come in. So be sure you're subscribed to see that bag. Now I'm getting these photos from Instagram. I don't necessarily see them on the website yet, so I'm hoping it would be soon. We also have the morale and a messenger that is, it has the buckles detailing. This is, to me, looks like a men's piece that could be a woman's piece because it has long crossbody strap that can be adjusted, but it's bigger than a purse. So it looks like it's like an underarm clutch type of thing. Excited to see that as well. I actually find the nano card holder in the collection to be super cute. And I am not a micro bag energy type of girl. Like if I'm gonna spend money, I want a big bag, at least enough to hold my wallet. It's not like I've seen many tote bags before, but something about this Neverfull with a crossbody chain is freaking adorable. It's only $1,240, $1,240. That used to be the price of a whole Neverfull with the pouch, and the price of that has gone up. So now if you're like priced out of a whole Neverfull, I guess you can get a mini. So now when I see this, I get it why someone like me can just fall into the luxury trap and want to buy this little thing and then the next and the next. So it also comes in an Alma BB, which honestly, it's not as cute as the Neverfull. Okay, so let me move on before I fall in love too much with that little thing and end up somehow putting it in my cart. It is available right now. The Vagabond hobo. Again, surprised at some of the details here. It has a really cute zipper pull and it has pearl stud detailing on this. I'm like, this is a girly bag. Okay, now nothing wrong with men carrying girly bags either, but Louis Vuitton just categorize it correctly, or make a small version of this that's a purse, or just put in the travel section instead of calling it a men's bag. But anyways, this bag reminded me, because it has the all the way across the top functional zipper for travel and has longer shoulder straps. The strap here is very different. It has one strap and it has a luggage tag, but it reminded me of the 𝐃𝐨𝐬𝐵 mezzo. Look at her, this tote. Mine does have a full leather bottom, but great for travel. Now also they made this Vagabond hobo with aged leather to bring a vintage feel to a contemporary design. Okay, so this is what your vachetta is supposed to look like. It doesn't turn white. But now for the staggering price of $3,350, you could buy that brand new, or you could shop vintage. Yes, so FYI, I do have my vintage bag shows once a week, so be sure you're liked and subscribed for that, and sign up to my newsletter, the handbag.exchange, for updates for when I have these sales, or to buy or sell or trade your handbag. Now, I like the innovation that Vuitton has finally brought us with the new material, although I'm curious to see how it performs, but it is better than just like, here's another print, here's another color of the same old thing. What I do see in the newer collection coming out spring summer 2027, you see a lot of patchwork. Now this is very reminiscent of the Marc Jacobs era. He used a lot of patchwork, but that's also reminiscent of what the style was 20 years ago. There's also a python snake skin. FYI, if you're in California and you're not allowed to buy python, even if it's resale, because the python snake is protected in California. Now here's another reversible P9, but instead of the calfskin quilt on one side, it is just 2 colors. So you're getting 2 bags, two bags in one. And then there's also another reversible Speedy where you have the Monogram P9 on one side, and you have, it looks like a calfskin leather damier on the other. So damier means checkerboard. That's what it looks like, where they've kind of infused. Honestly, I see Alice in Wonderland. That's kind of what I see here. Okay. There are several pieces with the Monogram where they have the little patchwork, like patch infused colored fleurs. I don't know how I said that, but you guys know what I mean, which kind of inspired me of like, oh, let me just get some patches and iron them on to some of my existing bags, which is kind of fun. It looks like an Alma because of the dome. That would probably be a new Alma PM in a calfskin leather. Yeah, and like I said, it looks like it's menswear. So you gals are gonna have to go to the men's store to see some of these. Oh, there's some of those patchwork pieces. But what I see here is very reminiscent of early 2000s, where you could just kind of piece things together from your wardrobe. Your wardrobe didn't have to be all one logo. It wasn't so logo driven. It was a little more fun and personalized. But here they just have it presented to you, like, buy it this way, and it looks personalized. What I am saying is like, hey, this is an inspiration for me to, like, you know, go into your wardrobe and find pieces that don't necessarily go together, but you can put them together. You can patchwork. You can put little designs or stickers on your bag that would have this same type of feel and essence. Now, lastly, of course, big splash, because the whole theme of the show was waves and ocean. Like there was like a seashell bags and the sea urchin type of embroidery going on here on these bags. So that's actually, it's really beautiful, really interesting. I don't know where you would use these bags in real life. And I don't know, it's not like it's not a beautiful piece. I see it on the runway, red carpet, and maybe that's about it. Now, I did see a little controversy on this, is that there are smaller designers that specifically do this type of beadwork. Like there's ones that does it specifically inspired by marine biology, and it looks like Vuitton maybe copied him. And this beadwork, it's like, it's no joke. It's very intricate. It's very detailed. So no doubt that these designs, that these bags, the pieces are going to be super expensive. Now, I'll just bring this up because Louis Vuitton is a big corporation. Now, some of you like have given me backlash of like, oh, why are you putting down Vuitton? You're putting on a pedestal. Like this is like, there's one designer and you have to worship him. And that's not the case. Louis Vuitton is a corporation. They have stolen many designs or been inspired by it. It's the fashion industry. It's no secret that designers are inspired by each other, from shoes to bags to clothes. So anyways, just some audience viewers really put Vuitton on a pedestal as if Louis Vuitton is a king and he's still alive. He's gone. His family no longer runs the company. It's owned by a conglomerate, and they have lawyers that can bully smaller designers to basically, you're not going to win if you try to claim any copyright or trademark infringement. You can get them, I'm sure, cheaper, and you are actually supporting the designers that make these type of creations with their hand and then get paid properly, because some of the artisans at Vuitton don't get more than $25. Okay, but I digress. This video is a review of the men's line, but I did, want to pop that in of like, not everything from, it might be the biggest design house in the world, but it doesn't mean it's the only one. It doesn't mean it's the only one that exists or that everything they do is original and hasn't been seen before, because quite frankly, most of fashion is recycled. So with that said, I do like the way that Vuitton has recycled some of their vintage styles and rehashed them or reshaped them, refabricated them, rather than just, sticking a print on it and saying this is it. So if you're to this point of the video, don't forget to like and subscribe and follow me for more reviews. Don't forget to share this video and tell a friend, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.